Top 5 tarot decks I used in 2025. I keep a spreadsheet where I track when I use a tarot deck for a reading, and at the end of the year I tally them all up to see which ones I use the most and which ones I use the least. So these are the top 5, which are actually top 6 because there was a tie. In the 5th spot, I have Dreaming Way and Cosmic Tarot, and I really like both of these decks. Dreaming Way has been a top deck for many years now. The Dreaming Way is a mass market deck from US Games, so easy to find. This is a standard size deck, pretty standard card stock, based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but with really cool art. I love this art. You'll recognize some very similar symbols if you read with RWS style decks, but you know, a really neat take. Love the color. Really fun to read with. One of my all-time favorite decks. The Cosmic Tarot is also a mass market deck, easy to find. It was first published in the late 1990s, but it's still widely available. This is a standard size deck, standard cardstock, a little bit thinner actually, so it's really easy to shuffle, and really cool kind of 70s art style. Just love the court cards in this one and the majors. Just a really cool deck, also based on the RWS system, I think, so you'll recognize a lot of symbolism and it would be easy to pick up and read. Really fun deck to use. Love the colors. It's just such a cool kind of vintage look to it. In the 4th spot, I have Tarot del Fuego, which is a really cool deck. Tarot del Fuego is another mass market deck and easy to find. This is from a Spanish company, Fournier. There it is, Fournier. And their decks are a little bit smaller than most. I have small hands, so this size works great, and it's also really wonderful cardstock. Very slippy, very springy, great to shuffle. I love this art. It is so weird and wonderful. Just a really cool take on the deck. Also based on Rider-Waite-Smith, so I still think, you know, there's some deviation here, but you'll recognize a lot of symbolism in it, and I think you could, you know, easily pick it up and read with it. But it does have a different take, and so you start thinking about the cards in a new way. The only thing to maybe warn you about is a lot of eyeballs. Just a lot of eyeballs, but very, very cool art. In the 3rd spot, third most used deck of the year, is the 5th Spirit. One of my absolute favorites. 5th Spirit is also mass market. This is from Hay House and very easy to find. Really wonderful, wonderful deck. Honestly, the only reason this isn't my #1 deck every year is because of the cardstock. It is like cardboard. It's the Hay House cardstock. It's pretty awful for me to deal with. Very thick, very hard to shuffle. I should say it's very hard to riffle shuffle, which is, you know, my favorite. Also based on Rider-Waite-Smith, so if you're accustomed to that system, this would be an easy deck to pick up, but it's modernized art, you know, modernized people, really cool, cool art, very diverse, you know, age, gender, sexuality, just really beautiful, beautiful deck. I really like the pips. I would say they are like pip-ish. You can see it's not like a Marseille deck, but it's also not Rider-Waite-Smith. This is not a fully illustrated, but you get the, you know, the idea of the meaning of the card, even though there are no people in it. I just adore it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. If only for that cardstock. But it's a wonderful, wonderful deck. The 2nd most used tarot deck of the year is the Rainbow Tarot. The Rainbow Tarot is also mass market and should be easy to find. Standard size, pretty standard cardstock, hollow edges. Just a really cool, like it's sort of a clone, I would say, an RWS clone, but you know, bright colors, really cool art style. This was originally an indie deck, but it's mass market now, and I really enjoy the art very much. I love how colorful it is, and I find it very easy to read with because it's, you know, pretty much based in RWS with some updates, but very easy to read, and I just love the look of it. And my #1 most used deck of 2025 is the Pulp Tarot. The Pulp Tarot is the only indie deck on the list this year, but this is an indie deck at mass market prices, so it's very accessible. Just make sure you're going to Todd Alcott's Etsy shop to get it. Don't buy counterfeit decks. Support the actual artist. This is based on pulp magazines and pulp novels, and so you can see that the box is like a book. Unfortunately, it's not magnetic, so it's you know, a little futzy, but you know, that's the least of my problems. This is a standard size deck and pretty standard cardstock, pretty springy, easy to riffle shuffle, which I like, but really it's the art. This is very similar, to the Rider-Waite Smith, so I think, readers at any level, even if you're a beginner, you could read with this deck no problem. Lots of similar symbolism, but the art is just too good for words. I love it so much. It's so fun to use. And just a real pleasure. I think it's easy to read with. Not surprised that it's in my top 5 yet again.